I'm live on Instagram. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought I had it together on Facebook. I thought I was live, but I didn't hit the very last button there. So anyways, I'm kind of midstream here on Instagram. We're talking about endometriosis, what you can do if you're having surgery, if you're preparing for surgery, or you are post-surgery, or you do not want surgery. And you want to do some preventative measures, and you want to understand the mechanism of what is behind the cause of endometriosis. Okay, I want to challenge you all to start thinking about cause. Okay, don't put the solution, the answer out there in your doctor, in Google, in the ether. I want you to tune into yourself. You are in human form, and so all of the answers are within you. Okay, so if you have this diagnosis, you have to consider location of the uterus as the number one cause of why the endometrial lining is coming outside the uterus. Okay, so we want to work with an Vigo therapist, a fertility massage therapist. There's some really good ones here at CNY Fertility. Seek them out, get some help. Let's find where she is. If you're having cramps in your lower back, that means chances are your uterus is retroverted. Okay, it is pressing on your sacrum, should not be there. The fundus of your uterus should be more anterior. If you have a lot of cramps to the front, then it could be that she's too much anterior. So you want to get her in a good position. There's lots of things we can do. So getting into proper position, getting enough energy on a cellular level to hold things in place. The fastest, the most direct route is light therapy. Whether you're going to sit in the sun and receive the frequencies that way, whether you're going to do LED light, whether you're going to do some laser, although that's generally used for ovarian dysfunction, or waking up the ovaries, preparing for retrieval, or you're going to do phototherapy patches. I don't care what you do, but you need to do something to repair the cells, to get yourself stronger so that we can change this pattern. Okay. The secret, which I talked about a couple weeks ago, that no one realizes, and I've been it's new awakening for me of understanding that the only organ that they have never found endometriosis on is what? The spleen. Why? Because the spleen is the cure and the cause. One of the things, so if we're thinking of endometriosis as autoimmune, and we should, and I've done a fair amount of research now, and what I found is that it's divided in the medical community. I'm not in the medical community, I'm in the healthcare community. Those of us that are focused on health, not disease. So, but in the medical community, we see that endometriosis, whether its designation as autoimmune or not, is divided. And I think that's because of a serious misunderstanding of what autoimmune disease is, right? It is not a standalone disease. It is a late stage degenerative process that happens on the cellular level. It's happening to the organs, the tissues, right? This is degeneration. It could be from scar tissue. It's not from inflammation. Inflammation is recruited by the degeneration to add a protective layer, if that makes any sense. So inflammation is not causing this. It's a result of this. And we have to look at what's going on to the tendons, the muscles, the organ layer itself for it to lose its integrity. So it's usually things like a lack of nutrition, heavy metals, viruses, bacteria. These are the things that cause the tissue to lose its vitality, right? So this is then the immune system jumps in and says, we're going to help here. And we're going to go after this tissue that's now we have proteins in the blood that shouldn't be there. So we're going to start attacking the body as a result. So what happens is the immune system gets punished for doing its job. And that's not the correct thing that should be happening. We need to support the spleen. We need to strengthen the spleen. We need to remove the inhibition of why the uterus is under attack and start repairing it. the ligaments and tendons and the lining of the uterus itself, we can get it better, stronger, healed by way of the spleen. And so how does this relate to mental health? I'm going to have to talk about that after because it's very much related. I'd like to try to simplify the connection between how Chinese medicine defines the spleen and how we're defining the spleen in, let's call it functional medicine, in its role, because they're definitely connected. Most of what I read in the past couple days thinking about this connection is related to chronic pain leads to depression. Absolutely. How could it not? You're trying to plan your life and 4 to 7 days out of every month, you're going to be doubled over in pain, living on ibuprofen. It's hard to plan anything fun knowing that you have to have this big time out because of this diagnosis. So help is here. We've got some really good solutions for you, some information. And if you are working with a healthcare provider, whether it's a naturopath, an acupuncturist, or chiropractor, subluxations in the spine absolutely can lead to a weakening of whatever organ we're working on, whether it's the spleen or the uterus. Please, please, please get a diagnosis. Ask for a diagnosis. You have to have a foundation of what you're working on, because you can be working on changing the pattern that you're in your mind, in your feelings, 24/7. So please get a diagnosis. There's so many things that we can do to influence the pattern that we're trying to change. That's not just nutrition. It's not targeted supplements. It's not necessarily light therapy. It's our mind. It's how we're thinking. It's our emotions. It's how we're going to work out our negative emotions that are no longer serving us. Not only that, but also feeling like a body's attacking. Oh, yeah, it does. Carrie, I'm here to tell you, your body does not attack you, period. Okay, that is wrong. I do not want you to think that your body is attacking you. Your body is doing what it was designed to do. It's trying to help you. So I'm going to change the way that you're thinking of autoimmune and give you some solid solutions so that the body is attacking the inhibition that we're going to provide it with, and then give your organ or gland, whatever it is we're working on, the nutrients that it needs to heal itself. Period. All right, everybody. I promise I'll be back when I have more time. Thank you for your interest in health. Stay the course. It really matters. You can find me on jenniferwaters.net. Hello, dear. I'm all ready for you in abundance. I'll be right there.
Okay.
I was trying. You can go either which way. It's shorter that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I usually do too.
Are you ready? Yeah.